Hi everyone, new week, new me. So I'm going to come at this with a positive attitude today, and we're going to see what we can get done and hopefully have some really good and productive time today, because I think we're real close to getting at least the fuel up, and hopefully that'll get the engine running. Alright, so as you can see, I got another one of these quick connects in. This is a 5/16, and this was actually a relatively easy part of what was going on. I did split this thing split a little bit, but it's below the ridges and it's on there pretty tight, so I'm hoping that'll keep working. This was actually pretty easy to do. All I did was I took this thing for the pipes, making the pipes bigger. You wrap it around here, so this is holding on to the nylon cord, and then you take one of these guys. It was about $10, and you can just press that fitting on slowly, so be kind of like that, and it just presses that in, and it pushes it up into the nylon, and that worked out actually really well. So that was pretty easy and took about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes tops to do. But now I am kind of running into a bit of an issue because I can't, I got this adapter piece, which is 5/16 to 5/16 steel to rubber, but this doesn't really do anything. Like it's not doing the thing it needs to do, because it's only going up in there a little bit. Hang on a second. Alright, I got a couple of these. So this is the same one that's on the fuel line, so I can only get it just a little bit onto this, like that's as far as it'll go before it stops, and this ridge right here needs to get inside that to lock it in place, because as you can see, don't move, it's going in about that far, and it should be traveling all the way up into the tunnel to about there to make a good connection. So this piece, even though it's supposed to be the right size, is too big to fit, so that's okay. I also got some of these, which are 3/8, so they should, or it's 5/16 steel to 3/8 nylon. So what I'm planning on doing with one of these is putting it on the fuel filter, since the fuel filter is 5/16, and then the hose that runs up to the fuel pressure regulator is 3/8. So I'm hoping that'll work easy, and I don't see why it shouldn't. Really though, a lot of these problems are mine. They're my fault, which is okay. They're just due to lack of knowledge. So, like, yes, of course, like, fuel hoses are different sizes, but that wasn't something I was thinking of. So when I get fuel hose that was 3/8 or 5/16, those don't intermingle with each other, and that created a lot of the connection issues I was having. So one of the things I kind of learned was that if you have a low horsepower engine, which is, like, according to the website I was looking at, under 350 horsepower, which seems like a lot to me, but whatever, then they were like, the 5/16 fuel line is generally what you're going to have, which was what was on this car initially, obviously, because this car should make about 140 horsepower. If you have like 350 to 450, then you step it up to a 3/8 line, which is a little bit bigger, and then if you have 450 to, you know, like 600, then it's like, what, half inch, and you know, that's way more than we're going to be looking for here. So I'm just trying to now that I have kind of that knowledge, trying to put that together into a cohesive package that can actually push the fuel forward, but it's been kind of a challenge so far. So we're still working on that, so we're gonna have to go to the store and try and find an adapter piece that will fit. Okay, so what I've done now is I took out the this guy that is the heater hose thing, and I just plugged it up with this so the distributor can turn, because I'm thinking that, well, it hits there, so I'm thinking that if I can get it to turn enough, it will have a better shot to fire. However, I tried it a few times and it has not worked yet, so I've got my battery charger hooked up there to try and alleviate that issue, but still haven't gotten it to be able to fire off yet, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So I guess this is going to actually be part 10 of this series. I did not anticipate it taking this long, for sure. But you know, I'm really good at turning a simple task into a friggin' life lesson, so that's okay. We're still working on getting it to just kind of run and idle. They make it look really easy on YouTube channels, but I'm here to tell you, it takes some thinking, but that's okay. And then I still have to figure out the fuel issue, the last little step of that, but I'm getting closer on that one. If nothing else, at least I can get my red, white, and blue on the fuel pump. So, you know, you got to take the wins where you can get them. So we took the carburetor top off and checked the float, and it's floating. So that does not appear to be stuck. Make sure it was filled with gas. So yeah, it will fire off pretty reliably. So I think, to me, that indicates that spark is working, and that the distributor is in the right spot. I haven't been getting a lot of backfires when doing that. It'll run for just like a second or so. So to me, what that's saying is the carburetor is not doing its job for some reason, or there's some sort of a fuel issue because it's dying. Or maybe an exhaust issue. So I checked the carburetor and the floats are working, so there's gas in there, and it's just not making that cycle. So why would that be? I don't know. But I will say that this has been a really informative project so far, because it's so many, like, it takes your creativity, your ability to research and learn and understand and test your patience, and like your physical endurance in a lot of ways, emotional endurance. So it's been really good, but I just, like, I don't know where to go from here. I really appreciate all the comments and tips that you guys have been giving me, but I don't know what else to check, really, because I mean, even if I had the fuel situation fixed, I mean, it would still be the same problem, because I know there's already fuel in the bowl of the carburetor, so that's not what the problem is. Why would it not be running well? I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. So, let me try and figure some things out. Well, here's the deal. I don't know what else to do on this. I have researched and tinkered and put new parts on and just done everything that I can possibly think of to do to get this vehicle to run. And it's just not running. And that's okay. You know, if this were a movie, I would find some little screw that wasn't all the way screwed in, or a wire that was unplugged, and be able to just get it going. But this is real life, so that's not always the case, and that's okay. You know, I have learned a lot, and I've had a lot of fun doing this, but I think it's also important to sometimes just understand and be humble that there are things that you just don't know. And it's not that I couldn't ever figure it out, but I just I just don't know where to go from here, to be honest with you. So I think I'm going to have to get some help on this vehicle. And it's not a loss, it's not a failure. I feel really proud of everything that Dad and I have done. We had a lot of fun working together on this, and we learned a whole heck of a lot. So to me, that's a win. And I got to spend a lot of time with Dad doing this. So that to me is a win. And I don't feel bad. I really wish I could have got it running for you guys and for myself on my own, but it's not gonna happen, and that's okay. You can learn a lot from failure, as much as you can, or more so, from success. So I think what I'm gonna do is see if I can find someone that can help me out with this old girl and get her running, because she's gonna be a great car, but she's gonna need somebody who knows a little bit more than I do in order to make that happen. And that's okay. We've done a whole lot to her. Like, we put a new intake manifold on. That was something I never thought I'd do. We painted the valve covers, put a new distributor in, maybe incorrectly, but you know, it's kind of in. Put a carburetor on, new air filter, put a fuel pressure regulator pump, put a new gas tank in. That thing was a beast. So, like, I've done a whole lot, but there's too much here that I don't know, and not even that, like, and just stuff that I don't even know I don't know. Unknown unknowns, as they say. So, you know, that's okay. I will let you guys, like, film a conclusionary video, I suppose, when I can get her running and get her going, so you guys can see her. And I mean, there's still stuff that I can do on her on my own. I can't get the engine to stay running. That's okay though. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching and following along with this journey. And I hope that y'all's projects are going well, and that you know, you feel inspired to go out there and take a chance. If you have an old car that's not running, or you're interested in a car that, like, needs some loving, because these old cars are great. They're wonderful. And I probably spent several hundred hours researching, watching videos, reading, you know, more time researching than I did actually working on it, just because I didn't, you know, have so many knowledge bases, and that's a good way to learn. So I feel much more prepared to maintain this car and keep it going, and spilling gasoline all over the front. So yeah, you guys get out there, you know, you keep exploring, keep doing things. I love hearing about your projects that you guys are working on. There's so many of y'all that have old classic cars like this, and that's great. Keep them running, because they're not only a piece of history, but you know, they're beautiful on the road. They've got such character and class to them, and they're great. I love seeing them on the road. Okay, guys, so until next time, be well.